Commander Shepard, are you there?
Yeah.
Commander.
Counselor. The mission.
Contact with Thessia has been cut off. When will the Crucible be ready to use?
Counselor. I wish the news was better. We didn't get the information.
Why not?
Cerberus was there. We were defeated. We don't know how to finish the Crucible.
I don't know what to say. What was the situation on Thessia?
Deteriorating fast. The Reapers are there in strength.
Then I should be going. Plans must be put in motion. Continuity of civilization has to be considered. I never imagined this day would come.
None of us did. I'm sorry.
Asari forces are in full retreat. It is no longer safe for us to remain in this system.
Get us out of here.
Shepard. Nobody could have predicted Cerberus would reach Thessia before us.
It's a really hard pill to swallow. That mission obviously did not go according to plan. But, I mean, Cerberus has been a thorn in our side for so long, perhaps we should have known.
It's my job to be prepared, no matter what. And now Thessia's lost, as is the data on the catalyst. I'm sick of Cerberus beating us to the punch.
Let's kick them in the balls first for a change.
I'm with James. Anyone know where they're hiding? Anyone?
Well, there is something.
Let's hear it, Trainer.
Go on.
I was able to track Kai Leng's shuttle through the relay and extrapolate his destination. But the signal disappeared in the Yera system.
Naturally.
It's not just gone, though. The signal is being actively blocked.
How?
I'm not sure, but something is interfering with all signal activity in that region of space.
Commander, the Yera system is home to Sanctuary and little else. Sanctuary is a supposed safe haven for war refugees.
Sounds like we ought to go there,
Think it's
then.
worth checking out, Trainer?
Yes, sir, I do.
If Specialist Trainer hadn't examined the data so astutely, the interference would have been undetectable.
Well done, Trainer.
Nice work, Trainer. You've given us a shot. Now let's make sure we don't waste it.
I was stationed on Horizon in the Yera system. You were the only Cerberus presence while I was there. It's a slim lead. Let's hope it's the right one.
I don't care how slim the leads are at this point. We've come too far to let Cerberus stop us. I want that Prothean data. I want the catalyst. No excuses. Dismissed.
Commander, Admiral Anderson is available on VidCom.
Okay. A lot of reputation, some Paragon points, and a lot of disappointments from that mission. Some funding as well, getting us up to 125,500 credits, which does mean we should now have enough for the Black Widow if we would like to go that route, but let's check in with Anderson. Wish we had better news to report on our end.
Shepard, I heard about Thessia.
We were so close, Anderson. So damn close to ending this war.
You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you?
That's true. Nothing has been easy.
I knew going in there wouldn't be a minute of this war that was easy. But watching Thessia fall, and knowing it was my responsibility.
Shepard, you know how many times I got my ass handed to me over the years? Surviving the first contact war back in the day was a goddamn miracle. They said I was a hero. I just felt lucky to get out alive. So maybe Kai Lang did beat you. What of it?
It could cost us the war.
These guys in the Resistance, they know it's a losing proposition. They know the chances of seeing tomorrow are slim to none, but we all signed up anyway. Hell, I'm sitting in London right now staring at rubble. I was born here, and it's looking like I might die here too. So I say point us at the Reapers and we'll take our chances.
Well, Anderson, you've been holding down the fort on Earth, doing incredible work there. The least we can do is give you a chance to continue to fight off the Reapers by doing our job and finding a way to get this info.
You'll make it, Anderson. When this is all over, you can show me London.
It might need a new coat of paint first.
This will be over soon.
It better. Shake this off, Shepard.
I will.
Anderson out.
Okay. Little more reputation after that discussion with Anderson. Let's take a quick look here. See if anything has changed at our war terminal. It has. We have picked up some things from doing some somewhat minor side quests and some planet exploration as well. Not sure to what extent these things may be directly related to the mission that we just completed, but we do have the Elcor Flotilla now, which I imagine was from the Elcor extraction mission. The Elcor Flotilla possesses a few cruisers and carriers, but its real value is troop transport. Because of their shape, the Elcor carry shoulder-mounted heavy weapons. V-run systems handle reloading, targeting, and ammunition selection. It is not unusual to see a troop of Elcor soldiers toting rocket launchers, chain guns, and other intimidating weapons on their backs, as if they weigh nothing at all. That's pretty cool. And that is why, oh, how I wish Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, for those of you, we've mentioned it many times before, but for those of you who haven't played it yourself, you are able to play as numerous different species, not just humans. So you can be a human, you could be a Turian, you could be an Asari, you could be a Solarian, a Krogan, a Vorcha, even a Geth, so on and so forth. Unfortunately, there are not any Elcor. I wish there were, though, because, oh my goodness, playing as an Elcor with a missile launcher on its back would be amazing. But it wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. An update to Citadel Defense Force as well. One's a little bit tough at times to know what has updated most recently because we have so many updates to it. Is it the schematics recovered by Commander Shepard are helping CSEC easily locate and shut down active turrets? No, that was a while ago. Advanced biotic amplifiers. Book of Plenix. That's what it is. The Book of Plenix declares that every Volus must aid those in need during times of want. News of the book's recovery inspired many Volus citizens to donate generous amounts to Citadel charities and defense funds. And Elcor Code of the Ancients, I think that was something that we did previously. Okay, so that's the latest of the updates from Aliens. Crucible. What have we done here? Volus fabrication units. Volus companies are skilled at mass-producing whatever manufactured goods are currently in demand. Factories use modular equipment to switch their production lines from arms to housing to the next big galactic buying trend. Recovered from a manufacturing compound, these fabrication units can stamp out custom plastics for the Crucible on an industrial scale. Okay, so that's the latest on the Crucible, and that's it. So, well, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I was kind of hoping we might, after finishing Priority Thessia, get some additional support from the Asari, but then again, you saw how that mission went. Thessia and the Asari, by extension, may have been spared early on, but that is certainly not the case anymore. They are in a tough place right now.
Damn. Not after we took down that Reaper on Rannoch. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's no way we could have stopped every Reaper on Thessia. The Asari should have jumped in earlier.
That may be. Well, that doesn't make it feel any better. Let's check in on the bridge. Joker and Edie. There is, I should mention right off the bat here, after finishing Priority Thessia, there's at least one conversation that you want to make sure that you do immediately, or at least before you leave the Normandy, so just bear that in mind. In fact, why don't we save?
If we don't finish that crucible soon, there won't be a galaxy left to save.
I hope we do finish it soon, so we don't need to worry as much about that question.
So Thessia, huh? I guess the Asari are wishing they had fewer dancers and more commandos right about now. Too soon?
Too soon.
In case you hadn't noticed, we just lost a few million people. This isn't the time.
You see this? Tiptree. Little colony out in the ass end of nowhere. My dad lives there. So does my sister. Reapers rolled in about 2 weeks ago. So you can assume that I'm generally aware there's a war on, Commander.
So why the jokes?
Because Edie says that according to your armor's metabolic scans, you're under more stress now than during the Skillian Blitz. Like more than Elysium, where it was pretty much you versus 10,000 Batarians trying to kill you. And the last time I had a briefing with Anderson, he told me to take care of you. The guy leading the resistance on Earth is worried about you, and I'm supposed to help.
Okay. That may be, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just a little bit tense. A little bit tense after a mission that didn't go as we had intended. And you might have noticed if you were paying close attention, a familiar name pop up there that Joker mentioned in passing. We'll talk about it at the end of this discussion, though.
I appreciate the thought, Joker. But I'm fine.
The hell you are. You're like half robot at this point. No offense, Edie. And it's my fault. When the Collectors blew up the first Normandy, you died because I wouldn't leave. Because you had to come back for me.
Couldn't leave the best pilot in the fleet behind, could I?
Yeah, well, I guess that would have looked bad on your report.
Come on. We've got work to do.
Okay. Kind of a heated discussion there. In fact, definitely the most heated discussion we have ever had with Joker, without question.
Commander?
Edie? You got anything to follow that one up with? In fact, before we do chat with Edie, the little thing that Joker mentioned that I want to more directly highlight here. The part where he said he has family that got attacked by the Reapers, so he is very much aware of there being a war going on, because his family is in danger, much like the families of Garrus on Palaven. Obviously, everyone on Earth, everyone on Thessia, and I mean, I would say, including the Ares family, but, you know, that, let's just not talk about what happened in Mass Effect 1 there, but it's a situation that almost everyone on the crew finds themselves in right now. But the specific planet that Joker mentioned was Tiptree. That is a name we've heard before. That is a name that we've heard before on the Citadel in a discussion with an Asari in the Huerta Memorial Hospital. So, I don't recall as to whether Joker may or may not go into any greater detail than that. But, just understand that the story of the Asari in the Huerta Memorial Hospital, talking about the Reapers attacking, and Joker having family on Tiptree, those two stories may be kind of connected. We'll talk about it more if Joker does go into greater detail. I don't recall whether he does or does not.
Shepard, I have a question about human behavior.
Edie, is this the time?
This isn't the best time, Edie.
Perhaps humor? A penguin is driving through the Arizona desert.
I'm not in the mood.
A lively rendition of La Marseillaise?
No.
Very well. I will maintain a respectful silence until you indicate otherwise.
that would be preferable. Thank you, Edie.
Hello, Shepard.
Okay, so let's head down because, as I was saying, there is a specific discussion that we want to make sure that we have before we leave the Normandy, and
Commander, Cerberus has attacked a comm facility on Ontaron. I've updated the galaxy map.
Oh. Okay. Well, that is a new mission force, N7 Communication Hub. Cerberus has attacked a comm facility on Ontarum. Land on Ontarum and prevent Cerberus from gaining control of crucial access points. Okay. We could certainly consider doing that. We also, from that discussion that we had at the end of Priority Thessia, learned of this place, Horizon. Cerberus may be using the Sanctuary facility on Horizon as a cover for secret activity. Land on Horizon to search for clues about their operations. Horizon is a place that we were in Mass Effect 2. That was the place where the Collectors had their attack on a human colony. The first one in which we arrived on time to actually directly engage with the Collectors, where there was, at the end of the mission, or well, we saw Ashley there. That might be the most memorable part of it. And then at the end, we had a big arena where we fought 2 Scions simultaneously, along with a bunch of Husks. That was pretty difficult. And at the very end, our first Praetorian encounter, which was also quite significant. So that was Horizon in Mass Effect 2. Sounds like, based on what Specialist Trainer has tracked down here, that there may be additional Cerberus presence there now. So that's certainly worth some additional investigation. But, as I was saying, let's not get distracted by that stuff right now.
Thanks for listening, Commander.
It was a good idea. And right now, it's the best lead we've got.
In any event, good luck.
Thank you. Yes, but now is not the time to do that just yet, because although we did chat with Joker, hoping that that does not prevent us from having a more important discussion down in either the crew deck or engineering, because we do need to make sure that we do this pretty much right away, so I'm hoping we didn't need to do it even before this Joker conversation that we just had. Tally?
Shepard, this wasn't your fault.
It's not about fault. I was supposed to stop them.
You will.
I don't know if I can do this, Tally. Earth, Palaven, Thessia. I'm risking everything to build the Crucible, and I'm not even sure what it does. Who am I to make that call?
You're the one who was right, all along. You fought when no one else would, when nobody else believed you. And if that's not enough, you're the man I love. Don't forget that, no matter what happens.
Tally? She used the L word.
Thanks, Shepard.
Thank you, Tally. Giving us the support we need when we need it most. Anything from Chakwas?
Hello, Commander.
Nothing new. Nothing happening here? Okay. I mean, let's check in with the rest of our squad here. Not sure. People are going to be in the brightest of spirits right now, though. Garrus. Oh, I was going to say. He's notably not at his usual spot. Not quite. He's over here.
Any word from your family?
They made it off Palaven. It was tight, but they're okay.
That's
We'll take
huge.
every scrap of good news we can get.
Wish I had more, though.
Why?
I just had to make a tough call with the Primarch. He said our fleets are being decimated, so I advised him to cease all offensive operations against the Reapers.
A full retreat?
The only way to save Palaven now is to hold our ships back for the Crucible. But if I'm wrong, then a lot of other Turian families won't be as lucky as mine.
That's a big call to make, and the Primarch is leaning on Garrus to make that call. Further evidence that Garrus is very, very high up in the hierarchy to be making what seems to be the most important strategic decision for the Turian military right now. Is there no other way?
That's a hell of a gamble. No other options?
If there are, I can't see them. It all comes down to the Crucible now.
And ruthless calculus.
How are you holding up, Shepard? This all has to be taking a toll.
It is.
There's only so much fight in a person. Only so much death you can take before
your friend picks you up, dusts you off, and tells you you're the best damn soldier he's ever met.
Oh,
we'll
Garrus.
get through this. We always do.
What a row. And we unlock Proximity Mine in the process as well. A bonus power from Garrus.
Not something you can ever get used to. Seeing a world go down like that. Thousands of years of civilization on fire. But it wasn't your fault. Thessia was already gone by the time we got there. And maybe the elusive man did win one, but so what? I've lost a few fights in my time, and I'm still here. It's because I always made sure. A battle doesn't make a war, Shepard. We're still in this.
I hope you're right, Garrus. I certainly hope you're right.
Have you checked on Liara? She must be devastated. That's not something you ever forget.
That's true. I mean, we went to other places where our teammates are from. We went to sort of Palaven, but remember we were technically on the moon, Monet, rather than Palaven itself, so it wasn't quite the same effect for Garrus. Even if, yes, he did have family on Palaven, but he didn't see it firsthand as we were there. Then, Surkesh, I mean, that was actually Cerberus who attacked us while we were there, not the Reapers. And I suppose, what, we saw Kiriki and Morden there, but just didn't feel like Surkesh was really at the same level of threat as these other places have been. Obviously, Earth, yes. But then, what, Tuchanka, which had a single Reaper destroyer, which seemed like a very big deal at the time, but we saw numerous of the big bad Reapers on Thessia. If not destroyers, perhaps even capital ships we were suspecting, because they seemed bigger than the one that we encountered on Tuchanka, at least from what we could tell from a great distance away. So, probably more significant than Tuchanka even. And, I mean, yes, we were spending time with Rex and with Eve, so it was certainly very personal for them, but we didn't have as much time with them, at least in Mass Effect 3, compared to Liara and Garrus, of course. Then, what, Priority Rannoch was next? And, in that case, it, for the most part, was not Reapers as much as it was Geth versus Quarians. And so that was, definitely a little different. Obviously, there was eventually a Reaper there that we had to destroy, a single destroyer once again, much like Tuchanka. But we did defeat it, unlike on Thessia, and we did find peace, which made that mission very much a huge success, unlike Thessia. So in that way, Thessia really just is quite different from any other of the major missions that we've gone through thus far. Certainly our biggest loss at this stage.
Shepard, this is when you take all your anger and frustration, bottle it up, then use it to rearrange every molecule in Kai Ling's body. You'll get
Good
your
idea.
chance.
Good idea.
Good to see you.
Okay, so that's it from Garrus. We did get a bonus power from him, the Proximity Mine. We also may want to check in on
Dr. Tassoni has
Liara.
gone to speak with the Prothean.
But she's talking with Javik, it seems, based on what Glyph just told us. No new broker terminal intel. We did theoretically pick up some stuff here. Volus Intelligence Archives. The Solarian Special Task Force appears to have approached the Vol Protectorate about co-developing combat implants that require rare elements found in Volus space. The schematics for these implants include plans to retrofit them to non-Solarian species, should it be a sufficiently profitable venture. One of these upgrades could be commissioned, although its construction would be time-consuming and must be custom-made. So it means power damage or health. Ooh. Both absolutely useful for us. Power damage is definitely nice. So is health. I mean, for power damage, bear in mind, basic power damage does not affect combo damage. It only affects the skill itself. So, I mean, it is still adding up a little bit, but it's not double dipping by affecting both power damage and power combo damage. So it's not quite as good as it might appear, but damage is still damage. The question is, do we have enough power damage to consistently take out basic enemies with one biotic combo? And the answer is almost all the time yes, although it does seem like every so often, for whatever reason, we'll do our usual singularity plus warp combo on basic enemies like the cannibals, like the assault troopers, so on and so forth, and for whatever reason they do survive with just a tiny bit of life remaining. So that's the kind of thing where having just 5% extra damage might be all it takes to 100% of the time, or nearly 100% of the time, guarantee that you're getting that kill from a basic singularity prime plus warp detonation. So that'd be kind of nice in that sense, whereas 5% health obviously means we survive more often. I do generally like shield/barriers more than I like health, because shields and barriers regenerate, whereas health does, but only up to a certain threshold if you've taken a lot of damage, and you're already losing health, then you're already in a really bad situation, whereas for shield/barriers, if you do take damage to those, then you go back and cover, and as long as you don't break shield gate, then you're still holding on for a little while longer, whereas once you're taking damage to health, shield gate's already gone, next hit's gonna kill you. More times than not, at least on insanity. So, yeah, I mean, if this were shields, I'd probably take it. But since it's health, rather than shields, I might go power damage. Actually, let's just take a quick look. How much health do we have right now? We do have a fair bit. I mean, it'd be... Yeah. How significant do we feel like that would be? I don't know if it is based on our... I feel like it is based on our base health rather than our current health. So I think we're multiplying what is probably 500 times 0.05, in which case we're what, getting like 25 extra health or something like that? I don't know, mental maths at 1 a.m. So it's not a huge deal. Rather than multiplying 850 by 0.05, which would be a little bit higher. So, I don't know, does that change things? I feel like we might actually go power damage here. We might actually go power damage. Okay, let's do it. We have done it. We have the power damage. So, Liara is not here. Liara is currently, apparently, speaking with Javik. Presumably in Javik's usual location, but while we're here, is yes, Ashley is here.
I'm sorry, Shepard. You alright?
I'm fine.
Liara?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll talk to her.
Thanks. This isn't something she should deal with by herself.
Same goes for you.
Sure.
Okay. Yes, we could have Ashley talk to her, but we probably should as well.
I guess we know what Liara's going through.
I mean, I can only imagine what it's like. I guess, in some ways, yeah, Earth is maybe the closest comparison, the way that it's gotten crushed and we were there experiencing it firsthand as it happened, much like how Liara might have felt as she was there witnessing as Thessia crumbled.
Just thinking about Earth, you know?
Yeah?
What a waste.
Earth was not, hopefully.
Shepard?
Okay. I think that's all from Ash. don't think there's anyone else in here. So in that case, check life support real quick, though. Also don't think there'll be anyone here. So let's head down and see if we can track down Liara. Because I think we do want to make a point of speaking to her. Okay. So.
Have you filed your story on Thessia yet?
No. I'm trying to word it right.
What happens if you word it wrong?
If I'm lucky, the Citadel Stock Exchange drops 2,000 extra points.
And if you're unlucky?
I don't know. I've never really been unlucky.
Really now?
Commander.
Okay. Apparently you don't have much else to say after that mission, though. Kind of a good thing that we don't have to give some kind of press conference after a pretty bad defeat there on Thessia. Not sure we could have rallied the troops quite so easily.
Commander?
Power grid is in the green. Commander.
Okay, not much else going on over here, so yes. Let's head over and see what the deal is here.
Those were all lies back there.
They were not.
My people weren't animals for your kind to experiment on.
You wanted to know more about your history, Asari. Now you do.
I have a name. It's Liara Tassoni.
Hey,
calm down, people.
My home was just destroyed, and all he can do is gloat.
Javik, now is not the time.
Given what's happened today, I think you owe Liara an apology, Javik.
Apologize for the truth?
For not doing more. You're a Prothean. You were supposed to have all the answers. How could you not stop this from happening?
We believed you would. Long ago, we saw the potential in your people. Even then, it was obvious. The wisdom, the patience. You were the best hope for this cycle. So you were guided when necessary.
Well, it didn't work.
You're still alive, aren't you? Your world may have fallen, but as long as even one Asari is left standing, the fight isn't over.
I guess that goes for Protheans, too.
Despair is the enemy's greatest weapon. Do not let them wield it. Liara Tassoni.
Okay. That could have gone much worse. So Javik, thank you for reeling that in a little bit and finding a way to slip it into a pep talk.
That was unexpected. Thank you.
We still need her talents. If grief overcomes her, she will be lost to us.
So did you actually mean what you said?
Does it matter?
Liara's been a good friend to me. It matters.
Then I will tell you what you want to hear. I meant what I said.
Carry on.
Okay. A little bit of reputation, but Javik, anything else to say after that?
It was good to see another of my kind, even if he was just a ghost. One more Prothean fights the Reapers. If there is to be victory in this war, it will be for all cycles. The living will avenge the dead. And do not concern yourself with Thessia's fate, Commander. The loss of a planet is insignificant next to the loss of the galaxy.
Yeah, except it was a pretty significant planet that could have a lot of implications for whether or not we can maintain the galaxy.
I suffered many defeats in the last war, Commander. Let this loss be the fuel that powers your rage.
I guess we can do that.
Your Joker pilot insists I call myself Prothe the Prothean. I insisted he allow me to throw him out the airlock.
Oh. Please don't do that.
I am with my own thoughts.
Okay. That seems to be it from Javik. We may still want to check in on Liara and others to see how they're doing after that. Because it seems Liara has left. let's head back up to the crew deck. Obviously, we have not yet been to the shuttle bay post Thessia, but I think we want to make sure Liara's doing all right first.
She went straight to her cabin. She's not answering her comm.
How bad?
I've never seen Liara like this. Not even after Noveria.
Damn.
Can you talk to her? You've known her as long as any of us. And with Palaven...
I'm just another damn reminder of how many people are dying. You should talk to her.
I just regained my homeworld. She just lost hers.
Well, I don't have any magic words. She needs time. Maybe call her later.
She went straight to her cabin. She's not answering her comm.
I'll go talk to Liara.
You're a good friend.
Let's make sure that we take the time to talk to Liara. I mean, we might also be able to have Garrus weigh in if we speak to him directly. Not 100% sure about that. It might be worth double checking.
So who needs their ass kicked now?
Well, how about Kai Lang for one?
I've studied Protheans my entire life. If I'd been shown the beacon on Thessia earlier...
You would have needed Shepard's cipher to comprehend it.
I still could have learned from it. Instead, my mother hid the galaxy's most important archaeological find from me. It must have been such a joke to her when I became a Prothean researcher.
The penalties for withholding Prothean technology are among the harshest in Council space. Your mother's motives may have been simply to shield you.
Perhaps. Thank you, Edie. I hadn't considered that.
Okay. Let's talk.
How did this happen, Shepard? My entire civilization. The Asari's history. The Protheans made it a lie all along, and I abandoned my people to hunt for the catalyst.
Liara, you had nothing to do with the attack on Thessia.
Nothing to do with it? I told those people on Thessia we'd save them. How many Asari died because I demanded their help?
Hold on.
Shepard, that isn't true.
You've been warning your people for 4 years, Liara. There's not a damn thing you should feel guilty about. If we move fast enough, they'll have a chance to survive this, to start again. We lost Thessia, but we haven't lost the Asari yet.
You okay there, Liara? She's like, Shepard, please don't touch my technology.
That's something I can do. It's something I owe them.
I knew you'd think of something.
I still need some time, Shepard. But thank you.
And that, after that discussion with Liara, is how you unlock Stasis. Obviously, she's going through a whole lot right now, and so it takes a lot to help calm her down a little bit, put her at ease. Of course, nothing we can do to change the past, but what we can do is do our best to help the Asari, those that still remain, because Thessia may be lost, but as Shepard said, the Asari are not. And Stasis is, of course, a very powerful ability, and so to have that available to us is a nice option. I believe you can only unlock specifically after, obviously, completing this chain of conversations here. And the thing about that is that I believe it is no longer available to you if you, say, leave the Normandy immediately after finishing Thessia. You have to go straight down here, talk to Javik and Liara, and then back here to talk to Liara once again. So it is kind of easy to miss if you do not make a deliberate point of doing it. So, worth noting that.
I need some time, Shepard.
Okay, understandable. Now there are some things here at the broker terminal, though. Possible book titles. Lith, please flag this as a list of possible book titles. When this is all over, I'd like to publish what we've learned about the Protheans. The Protheans, a living legacy. The Prothean Empire, the Protheans, the last Prothean, living history of the Protheans. I despise thinking of titles for my own academic research. Prothean Journeys, Journeys with the Protheans. I think you should go for I despise thinking up titles for my own academic research. Then, Prothean Notes 2186 Entry 4. I can't let disappointment stop me from learning the Protheans' history. It's just as naive as thinking they were all benevolent. And I've perhaps been arrogant, judging an entire species on what little time I've had to know its sole survivor. He was hardly responsible for the skewed view I had of his people. I put forward the idea of writing a book with Javik, and to my surprise, he said he would think about it. Perhaps it's a start. Okay, so that explains the possible book titles. I see. I assume, no additional intel here, but hopefully we've,
enjoy your day,
to a certain extent, to the extent possible, put Liara's mind at ease just a bit. And as I said, of course, unlock stasis, which in some ways you could even make the case might be the hardest bonus power to unlock, because there's just this very narrow window in which to unlock it, and even then, it does require that you go in out of your way, talk to Javik, and then make sure that you also double back and talk to Liara once again, and you may need to hit those reactions as well. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I imagine it's probably the case.
Hopefully she's doing better now.
Thanks for talking to her. Neither of us knew what to say.
There's not much we can say, but being there helps.
Exactly. Okay, so we reassured Liara and confirmed with Tali that we did as much. And we just verify, since it was Tali and Garrus who were both talking about it before. Make sure Garrus knows as well.
Later.
Okay, Garrus. I'm sorry.